Hello and welcome to the Handy Capable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hi, hello to all of my lovelies, my beauties, my royalties. You're fabulous. Let's take that deep breath. And trust me, yeah, all throughout today, I'm taking those deep breaths. So much stuff is going on. And yes, once I get back on the nerd, it's going to happen soon. I think I said this week. So yeah, buckle up, stay tuned. Will it be every day? Probably not. Like, no, no. It's like so much going on, and disability life, and trying to keep my black rights, and also disability rights too, because right now 9 states are trying to bring back some of the things connected to the ugly laws back in the day. I talked about ugly laws a while back, like maybe 2 months ago or something, a month or 2 months anyway. So if you don't know, go back and check it out. And I also started kind of a search on AI on the 9 states. And I'm going to go one by one, digging in deep into what they're doing, how they're doing it, and which of their Congress and legislative people are connected with trying to get these things in motion and stuff. So, yeah, check out Patreon. I have everything from dating nightmares, river of racism. I have hundreds and thousands. Like, some of them are repeats, and some of them look like repeats. Because, okay, oh, and I have catfish. Oh, check out the catfish. Because that's another reason why some of them look like repeats. And that's from like all of them. But on these dating apps, some men literally, I think they have a Word document where they've already prepared what they're going to say, and or they Google comments and phrases that are commonly like known to work on women, and they literally just copy and paste it and send it to women. So yeah, if you pay attention to some of the posts, you might be like, oh, I've seen this several times. It's like, upload it, upload. Like, I don't change the titles of any of them because I want you to know the year, the date, the month, all that stuff. And so you will see how some of them, yeah, and you will see how some of them tell on themselves because they write me on Scout and Meet Me and or Plenty of Fish, or like, yeah, it's like, but they write the same exact message. Okay, okay. And you'll see, oh, especially the river of racism. By the way, this episode is a river of racism. So get that boiling, scorching, hot, petty tea. If you like it cold, hold the ice because the ice is a hot mess in these streets. So, let's get started because, yeah, uh, I I keep thinking, well, especially while writing, and oh, with the Nerd Channel, I'm gonna have a really interesting talk about self-publishing and trying to, like, because right now I'm in the process of getting my books off of Amazon, who I do not have good feelings, thoughts, and opinions of. And the only reason, like, oh well, go catch up because I already explained how I ended up, because I was not going to, but then because of health, like certain things were idiot doctors. Yeah, go catch up. But it's like I'm in the process of getting off of it and like starting my true, genuine self publishing journey. But these companies, okay, so go check out the other channel. You will find out. You will find out. And I'm going to have new poetry too. So, yeah. I just posted one last week. There's going to be a few more within the next few days to a week. Oh, but and I say that because some of them are about race and racism and being a black woman and things. Because, whew, lately I keep thinking about the day or the last day that I ever messaged Mr. NoHeart's mother. And it's really crazy how, like, and as you guys know, I have over 50 reasons why I broke up with this man. One of the reasons is I mentioned or I did an episode on it, but it branches off to so many more subjects. He never had my back. He never defended me, especially like almost 100, because I'm not going to say I'm always right or whatever, but especially the times where I needed him, I was right. Each and every time I was right. And he even knew it. We would get into the car, especially on our way back from his no good, terrible mother's house. And he would say, yes, I know she's dumb. I know she's an idiot. I know she has awful thoughts and blah, blah, blah. But then that's his mother. And but then he would allow me to look dumb in front of them. And I mean that, like, he would allow all of his family members to bombard me. And I'm defending myself. I'm giving different facts and like about history, African American history, and the current events and things that are going on. And each time it's like they're not listening, and they're ignoring, or they're cutting me off, and or they're saying a stupid racist thing. Because okay, this isn't the last conversation, but like the Thanksgiving, I think it was Thanksgiving or the Christmas before my the yeah, 2018. Yeah, we like we were talking, and I've already told them about the racism that I faced with police officers. And she was too busy saying, "Oh, you're so cute. The police officer needed a reason to pull you over. That's why." It's like, yeah, you're just so pretty. That it's like they just need. And so, but yeah, that excuse worked until I told her, "I hope one day that happens to your youngest daughter." Then she got upset and pissed at me. Oh my gosh, she got so upset with me. She just thought I was so mean. How come it's mean when I say it, but it's not mean when you say it? Think about that. So it works only for me, not for you? Let's think about, let's really think about that. But I remember they were all cheering about the orange man and him being president, and it's like, and talking about hopefully he will set these people straight. And by these people, I'm talking about us black people. Yeah, it's like they were saying some really racist things. So I was getting ready to leave the room, because like the last time, like when I told one of them that's racist, all of them tried like, no, that's not racist. You just don't understand this country, and you know that. And I've just learned, get up, leave. And I already told my ex, Mr. NoHeart, that was the last time I was ever going to be at that house, because he like gaslit me. And he was like, if you don't come with me, you don't love me. You don't appreciate me. You don't want to be with me. How do you not want to be with my family? And he learned from his mother. Because that, okay, so you say that, but I invited you over to my family's house over 20 times, and each time you made up an excuse, or you said you would come and literally you don't show up. But then you turn around and say, well, how am I supposed to go to your house and you don't even talk about me to your family? Why in the world would I talk about you to my family members, and you've ditched them and abandoned and or broken promises so many times? Why in the world would I do that? Why would I talk about you? Why would I waste my breath on you? No, I'm not going, like, shame on, like, yeah, it's like the first time, shame on you. All the rest, shame, like, no. It's like, 'cause I kept thinking, okay, he'll come around, blah blah blah. But then it's like he brags that he never had to study African American history and or celebrate African American Month, and he would start saying, like, later on in the relationship, this is when he would get me so infuriated. He would start saying jokes about his African American neighbors across the street, even though they were the ones that had his back. When his vehicle went start or something would happen at the house, they would be like, "Oh, you need us? What do you need?" And that's one thing, like with black people, even through all the, like, the Jim Crow slavery and that segregation and so many other things, we, like, people, like white people keep thinking, oh, we're trying to get revenge, we're trying to, like, we are loving people. We are, like, naturally we are loving, giving people. But I guess like we give too much because they can't wait to take our rights away. They can't wait to take our voice away. They can't wait to take our opportunities away. And it's like and take the laws away that at least somewhat gave us a little bit more of a balance and a fair chance at things, because a lot of people still don't want to give us fair advantages, fair opportunities to be looked at as human as the white people and things like that. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. And so with his mom, like I remember we were in the basement. She was sipping on her, alcohol. She was, sipping on that adult drink or whatever. And she was like, they were all bragging about the orange man, and they see that I am not like I'm trying to get my stuff. I'm trying to leave or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, you're such a spoiled sport. You just don't appreciate him. Oh, you're just mad because we don't have another black man, blah, 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 blah." But that time is like, she said something like, that time is done. And oh, I said, I didn't say anything. I kept going. Oh, see, like, you're such a, it's like she called me something. And I just remember I was, I was like, yep, never coming back. And it's crazy. Like my I think my ex knows when they're about to do it. I think like cuz I know one of the times, cuz this happened like numerous times. And this is why each and every time I told him I'm not coming back, do not make me go back, do not. And but then when it's he was like, "Okay, don't worry, I'm not going to." But then once the holidays come up, see, they need you around. See, it's like they need you to talk to them. See, but yeah, it's like you if you don't go, that means you don't care about me. You don't love me. See, you're gonna make me look bad going there, and I'm gonna be the only single one. I'm gonna be the only one without their other person. I'm gonna be the one. And I'm like, one, you don't want to marry me. Two, you threatened to break up with me if I had your children or if I adopted or fostered, and you threatened to break up with me if I like. I mean, there. He who like he loves control, and he saw how defeated I felt with my undiagnosed disability and how I was getting worse and everything. So he took full advantage of it. But I remember that time, I was like, this is the last time they're ever going to see me, ever going to visit me. And, or ever, the last time I'm going to visit them or whatever. And I remember the summer before my surgery, it's like they were going to go to the zoo or whatever. And I already knew he wasn't going to invite me because when him, his father, and his daughters went to Cedar Point, didn't even, because at first I'm like, oh, I was like, okay, maybe he'll invite me, blah, blah, blah. And next thing I know, no, I don't even get a mention. I don't even get like nothing. And so when they go to the zoo, I'm like, oh, yeah, I already know I'm not going. They don't even mention me. They don't, like, when I, yeah. And so, anyway, it's like I asked my ex, okay, what time are they going to bed? Because he was like, yeah, you should come over. And I'm like, but I don't want to talk to your mother. I'm like, what time are they going to bed? So that this way, it's like I only have to deal with them in the morning. And he was like, that's not nice. That's rude. I'm like, that. How many times have you ditched my family? How many times have you ditched my family? But anyway, I get there. I'm thinking because he told me what time they were going to go to bed. And next thing I know, no, it was a lie. And she's like, oh, like the mom was like, oh, I'm so happy you were able to come. And it's like, yeah, we're going to spend a couple more hours. And like, and I'm looking at my ex. Guess what he ends up doing? Guess what ends up like? He gets up and goes and plays video games because he's like, oh, you ladies can go and like sit on the like balcony or porch or whatever and talk. I'm gonna go spend some time like in the house to play video games. Yeah, but this is okay. Just imagine both times this happens, because like the time when I'm trying to leave the basement and they're talking about like the orange man or whatever, and then like the black, like we had Obama, black president, whatever. But then I bring up some of the racism of the orange man, and especially like the redlining and like not wanting to have black tenants and stuff like that. And the mom was like, well, you know how some of them are. Not all of them are like you. That was her excuse one of the times. And then when I brought up the Parkland Five and how they were innocent and how the orange man had a full page, like front page paper article about them, and basically, and then later on after they were found innocent, he was like, well, they probably did something anyway. Yeah, they don't want to talk about that on the news. They didn't want to talk about that before, like this whole, like the first election, which is disgusting that we're saying sack like he won the, like how how do you say how dumb a country is without saying how dumb a country is as a whole? How do you say how awful our education system without saying how poor and awful and terrible our education system is as a whole? By the leader that we end up voting for in this, yeah. Mhm. Mhm. That answers all the questions we need about the state of mind of this country. But when I told her that, yeah, each time, well, the orange man is probably right. They probably did do something. What were they doing in the middle of the night in a park? What were they doing? They were doing something. They were committing some crime. So then I had to remind her about her son. And I had to remind her about the story. Like, yeah, go back. It's like, yeah, I don't remember the name of the episodes, but it probably has No Heart in it. But the episode where the mom bragged about why each one of her children got arrested. I promise you, I promise you that yes, she went down the entire list. I believe she even went in order from oldest to youngest of why each one of her children ended up getting arrested. And then she told me it was my turn. Then she told me it was my turn. And I told her, my turn for what? And she was like, your turn to tell me about you and your siblings getting arrested. And then I had to tell her none of us have ever been arrested. And then you saw her getting upset and pissed off because she thought that if she told, she would like, she thought it was going to be show and tell and everything. And she thought since I'm black, of course, the black family, the black children, oh yeah, we must have been. Yeah. And how she got upset with me and how she left. Oh yeah, she left the kid, like, because first we were in the basement because they were playing cards, but then some of the boys started playing pool or whatever, and then the younger kids went upstairs to watch a movie. And so I was getting tired of her, so I went upstairs because I thought, oh, I could take a break. And then she followed me into the kitchen, and that's when she tries to start bringing up Candace Owens again. And yeah, watch that because yeah, my ex should have just dated Candace Owens or one of her cousins or whatever, like, or part of, like, basically part of the 8% that like likes, like, that agrees with her. So anyway, so she ends up in the, that's how she ends up in the kitchen with me. And it's kind of like unison because like outside, like that summer, I mentioned the Parkland Five. And both times she was like, well, you know, they probably did something. What were they doing in the middle of the night in the park? And so then I had to remind her, what about Mr. NoHeart? What about all the things he did in his past? What about like even the business he started that wasn't legal yet? And how you and him used to consume that product together. more than once. More than once. So you have the nerve to try to tell somebody that, oh, you must have been doing something bad just because you were in a park in the middle of the. It's like, okay, parks are open. Like some people go jogging, some people go walking, some people hang out with their friends and they're talking and hanging out and having fun. Because especially like in certain parts of the country, in the large cities, sometimes it's like, yeah, it's like having your friends over, not that much room. So instead, go hang out in the park at night. It's not like, especially in the summertime, the breeze, it's refreshing. It's like, to me, I'm like, I'm looking at like the beautiful stars and like all that stuff. And so I'm just like, you automatically think people are doing crime just because of the color of their skin, or you think that they must have been guilty of something. They were found innocent in the crime that they were accused of, but now you're thinking they automatically would like had to have done something just because of the color of their skin. But then at the same time, you say you are not racist. But at the same time, when I say I'm with Black Lives Matter, because yeah, now we're getting to the last time that I spoke to this or like messaged this woman on Facebook, and I officially blocked her. And this is after I told her I was planning on breaking up with her son. And then she even messaged, oh, yeah, the message. I think, yeah, I posted it. It's in one of the episodes where I did crop out her name. I'm probably gonna, like, I'm at a point where I don't even care anymore. I will put their names. I don't like, because now they cannot say I'm lying. They know every single thing that I'm saying is true. So even if they try to come at me, it's like, what part's a lie? Literally tell me what part. Try me. Try me. So, anyway, it's like, yeah, they try to like bombard me and tell me that, like, because the oldest daughter and her mom on Facebook, when I'm posting about Black Lives Matter and stuff, they start like writing saying, oh, you're wrong for this, and this is stupid, you're dumb, you're racist. See, Black Lives Matter is racist, so now you're being racist because you're black. And I'm just like, when I told you about when I got pulled over, because like, and like the racism that I faced, and how the police officer said that I didn't look like where I live and things. And then you just said it was just, oh, it was because you're so pretty. hmm And then when I got an amazing like side job, you said the only reason I got the job was because I'm black. And then I only got into college is because I'm black. But then when I bring up that her white son dropped out or got kicked out of college, oh yeah, she doesn't want to bring, yeah, but the only reason I got in is because I'm black. But then, yeah, it's like I finished. I finished. Because over the years, like I used to be so frustrated, but part of me, I'm like, you know what? Even if that's true, even if, it's like, I wonder if she's jealous because a lot of her kids dropped out or didn't go to college. I was like, I'm kind of like, I don't know if any of her kids have a degree. Some of them have certifications, but I don't know if any of them have a degree. And nothing's wrong with certifications. Yeah. Like trade certifications. Yeah. It's like, I mean, but it's like, don't just tell somebody the only reason they got into college or the only reason they were able to go to school is because of the color of their skin, because that is racist. It is. It is. And like with the whole, like back with like the last time, but like, or before the last time or whatever, I told her how some of the things that she said throughout the years have been terribly racist and bigoted and awful and terrible. And she even told me, I am so sorry. It's like, well, you have to know I'm not racist. I've dated a black man. I know a lot of racist white women who are married to black men, so don't start with me. And they have black children. But then what do? Complain about their kids' hair, and then they don't teach their kids black history, or they don't celebrate African American month, and they don't allow their mixed children around black people because they of their racist views and stereotypical views of the like. So yeah, like when people try, like, no. Dating somebody of a different race does not mean you're not racist of that different race. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's like if you're going to date someone of a different race, learn about their culture, learn about like their identity and where they're from, and of like, because African Americans were a little bit different. Because, yeah, we need to do that DNA test. We need to do the whole like geology and everything like that. And it's like of our ancestors and stuff like that for us to even know where we came from. And we're a mixture because of slavery and how they want to make sure they mixed up all the Africans to in order to make sure they couldn't communicate with each other, because communication and language is power. Communication and language is power, and they were so determined to take that away. So that it was to the point where now they were mixing all of the people from Africa together to, and then like, and that's how African Americans are. Yeah. So anyway, and it was like, because even when I try, like when she would try to sit with me and talk about like how different parts of African American history weren't as bad, or it's like they were just exaggerating and stuff like that. And so then I would have to start telling her about things I knew she didn't know about. Because, yeah, if her son was bragging about not learning African American history, I know she never taught him any African American history. And the siblings didn't know any African American history. And so listening and talking to her like on Facebook, her and her oldest daughter, and how they were just saying, you guys are messing up the country, and they were just saying so many awful, terrible, bigoted, racist, stupid, idiotic, poorly educated things. And yes, I I blocked them, and I celebrated blocking them, and I wrote him telling them, oh, I blocked your mom, I blocked your older sister. Yeah. And after I broke up with him, I literally looked up his last name and then his mother's like last name and her maiden name and everything like that. And oh, I went on a blocking spree on Facebook. Yes, I did. I blocked every single one, and I blocked out like his children. The youngest daughter didn't have one yet. You don't even know, like about 4 or 5, like I think, yeah, I think it was about 4 years ago. I was like, oh crap, the youngest one's old enough to have a Facebook account. I got on there so quick. I blocked her. I saw her, I found her, I blocked her because I wanted to make sure. Because like whenever my ex had like, while dating him, he would show me that he was still looking up his ex-wife's profile, which I still find kind of creepy and stuff. Because I'm like, you said you never loved this woman. You said you didn't care about her. You said you were about to break up with her. But then the day you were going to break up with her, she told you she was pregnant. But then after I break up with you and I tell you how awful and terrible and heartless you are, you have the nerve to tell me, well, it's like, I didn't know, I don't know how to have a relationship. I don't know how to blah, blah, blah. And you can't blame me because I've had heartbreak. What heartbreak? You told me you didn't care about her. You told me she was a waste of time. You told me you were only with her because she had your children. You told me you only chased her down to like, that the lower parts of like Michigan and everything, because they used to, oh yeah, they're all the way up near the yeah, not upper peninsula, but they're way up there, whatever. And so anyway, I don't know, it's just wow. The Because I keep thinking, if these idiots think this way, they represent a lot of the ignorance of this country. They represent how we ended up with this person in the White House. They represent the poorly educated, and especially while now our country is literally banning books to teach people about how we got like our history and African Americans and things like that, and people of color and different religions and stuff. They don't want to be woke. They've turned it into a toxic word. That word, the original definition, beautiful, amazing. Makes sure that you're aware of everybody and anywhere, is like with your surroundings intellectually. But they want you ignorant, because the poor, and that's why the orange man loves the poorly educated, because that's how the poorly educated end up voting for him. The poorly educated vote for people like him. They cheer it on because they're racist while being poorly educated, while being naive, while being stupid. And they vote for him. Hmm. I'll talk more about this later, but thank you so much for listening to the Handy Capable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handy capable, but most importantly, I am human and you're human too.